Hey, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Brian Sugar, CEO of Sugar Publishing.
Sugar is in San Francisco, and it does all these websites for women. Pop Sugar, Fab Sugar, Bella Sugar. A lot of sugars, baby. Let me tell you. So you're essentially the sweet Nick Denton. I mean, he is not sweet, let us just say.
Yeah, I have great respect for Gawker, and also what Jason did with Weblogs Inc. So, watching that sort of explode, we decided to do it for women.
So when did you guys start?
April of 2006.
2006.
Yeah.
And you were funded by Mike Moritz at Sequoia
We
and
are.
other places. Now, you're sort of going up against the big magazines, pretty much everybody who's trying to get into this space.
Well, we do a bunch of partnerships with all the various media companies,
Right.
syndicating content and things like that.
Right.
So yeah, I mean we're definitely taking a share of the pie, but I think we're well liked in the arena.
Right, exactly, because you do a sort of a lot of blogs are pretty snarky. You do a nicer version.
Yeah, I think snarky is just sort of a trendy thing that eventually sort of goes away, we try to be. We really like People Magazine and in style that has like sort of the style that we like. So
right.
we sort of model after them.
And that's interesting because I'm going to visit TMZ next week in Los Angeles and
Sure.
and I've been to TMZ. I love TMZ, for example.
Absolutely.
They have a different sort of reporting way to do it, and they went up against People and have done really well. And you guys are competitors to them in a different way. But
Sure.
I have a feeling people read all these sites.
Oh no, absolutely. I think you like the different points of view. I mean, we love the term link love. So TMZ and People and Pop, they all link to each other. So
right.
I think we have definitely a voice and a style that doesn't compete with TMZ nor People, and they sort of link to us for things that they believe we would cover better.
Right now, all your writers, they write remotely, very similar to most blog networks.
No, the majority of them actually write here. There's
Here.
a handful that are
Right.
out and about, but the majority are here in San Francisco.
So now you have all these different sugars. It looks like they never end here, but you're going to start one in pets,
Yes.
babies,
Yes.
career and finance, and
Yep.
politics.
We are.
Wow.
So Lil Sugar, Pet Sugar, Savvy Sugar, and Citizen Sugar all launching this year. The thing that's a lot different about us than sort of the TMZs and the Peoples and some of the other blog networks is a site that we call Team Sugar, which is actually our social network, which we launched in February, and that's really exploding. We have about 125,000 members now, and it has all the tools a la Facebook or MySpace, but for women. So to
Right.
share recipes and social bookmarking and all the great
Right.
things associated with that. So we take a lot of the content from Team Sugar
Right.
and actually publish it on all the other sites.
Right.
So in terms of content, we have about 15 posts per site. We have about 150 posts per day on our editorial sites, and we have about 15,000 pieces of content being published by the users of the community.
Wow.
So we're trying
A day?
A day,
Okay.
yes.
That could be pictures or anything like that.
It could be uploading pictures or videos or bookmarks or blog posts or polls or all
Right.
the various different things that
Right.
we have.
So each one of them does about 15
Each one of the
posts.
editors do, yeah. Each one
Right.
of the sites. Pop does about 25 a day because
Right.
there's a lot of stuff going on.
Right, exactly. So is there no end to the sugar? I have to tell you. Are you an egomaniac, Brian? Because your name is Sugar.
Am I an egomaniac? No, I think,
A little bit.
No.
Okay.
I think it's a great brand for what we're doing. I think it represents sort of the style and the voice that we're doing. So
Now, a couple more questions. You've been around the block. We just realized I knew you from Neptune Interactive, which you started when you in D.C.
Yes.
Which I covered when
That's
you were
amazing.
in college and I was slightly older.
Yeah.
Not too much, in fact. Now, you then went to J. Crew, did some things for who else?
So I was at J. Crew for 5 years. I ran their e-commerce group, and then I came out
So it
here.
was polo shirts for 5 years.
Polos,
Different color
it was
polos.
khakis,
Right.
chinos, excuse me.
Right.
Khakis a color, chino
Right.
is actually the pant.
No fleece. That's the gap, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was a lot of fun, and then I watched J. Crew get bought by TPG, and it was this whole sort of leverage buyout thing. So that was fun. Then I moved out here. I was a founder of Blue Light.
Right.
Blue Light was
I
Kmart,
remember.
Yahoo, Martha Stewart, all
sure.
that in the heyday. We were in Fisherman's
Right.
Wharf, so that was a lot of
I
fun.
remember. I covered that too.
And then
Why haven't we met Brian? This is unusual. Anyway, go ahead.
because I'm not an egomaniac.
Okay.
I like to concentrate on this stuff. Then I decided to start a software company for set-top boxes.
Right.
So we started a company called Sugar Media, and the Sugar Media created a product which is called the Sugar Cube. The Sugar Cube.
Oh my God, Brian.
It's a good name.
I'm getting diabetes here.
Yeah, exactly. So Sugar Cube was a product that would combine satellite and internet, so that the the telephone guys didn't have to, lay fiber and all of that.
Right.
We were bought by a company called 2Wire, which is a company in San
remember.
Jose, started by a person by the name of Brian Hinman, who did the Polycom speakerphones, all that. Anyway, the Sugar Cube is now the home zone. It's sold through AT&T. It just launched this summer,
Right.
which is a very cool product.
Then you went on to media greatness.
I did, yeah. Right after that, my wife, who works here, is our editor-in-chief. She started Pop as a hobby, and it just exploded. And I started running some numbers on it, and I said, hey, how can we actually make this a real business?
Right.
And we came up with the idea of, watching what Nick did and what Jason did,
Right.
really gearing.
And then advertising is your big business, correct?
Yeah, so we did an interesting deal with NBC this past. They were part of our Series B, and they sell all of our advertising. So when they're selling iVillage, they also sell the Sugar Network. So iVillage is a little bit older, and we're sort of a younger version of iVillage. So you can get the whole gamut of the women online if you advertise with NBC. And with that, we'll be integrated into the Today Show, Bravo. We actually put Bravo's president on
I saw
our board.
that, yeah.
Lauren, who's
That
great.
woman's a genius, by the way.
She's incredible. She's
Yeah.
creative energy. It's awesome.
So in terms of where the blogging is going, where in 4 words or less, no, you can have more than 4 words. Where is it going? What's the biggest hype in the blogging area?
The biggest hype in the blogging area. You have the editing capabilities on this,
Yes,
right?
indeed.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to edit it.
We really think it's about our community actually publishing stuff on our editorial sites. We actually call all of
That's
our...
not a hype. It's a good hype.
Oh.
Hype
it's
is
happening.
bad. Okay.
All right. So bad hype?
Yeah.
Bad hype. You know what I really hate? I don't know if this is... But all of the sites that steal all of our content and then put it together and then... put advertising around it, and then they beat us in the Google search results and all of those black hat stuff. That's one thing I hate. But you know what the hype that I really hate is when the ComScore roll-up things that sites do, and they say that they're really a lot bigger than they really are just because they sell advertising on another site.
I hate that too.
I don't know if you know some of the sites out there that are doing that. But that hype has to stop. I can't believe that some companies can raise so much money because they're doing this pyramid scheme with ComScore unique numbers.
Because the internet's never seen a pyramid scheme, Brian. So you're bullish on blogging.
Yeah.
As a standardized new media format.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't even remotely a question for me. I mean, we live in a world where everyone has ADD, and if you go...
Including you.
Including me, right? So when you go to a site, it has to be different. So whether the community's putting more comments or more posts or the editors are doing more, it's got to be changing. And that's why the TMZs of the world and our sites and Gawkers and all of that are doing so well. And some of the traditional stuff are sort of trying to figure out. Like they have a homepage that looks like sort of like a portal, but then there's nothing new. So you don't know to come back. So you train them not to come back. But if you go to, even your website or ours, there's a new article that you read and you scroll down and there's more and more and more.
Excellent.
It's about more. ADD.
Great, Brian. Thanks.
Yeah.